What a what a day, right? Oh, some days it starts out, you look tired, like, yeah, what kind of day is this gonna be? Then you get phone calls, and you're like, son of a biscuit eater. What a day, right? Oh my God, that's yummy. Look at that frosty mug. I appreciate little things like that. All right, you know me. Hang on. Hang on. Been texting back and forth with my daughter. I don't do phone calls usually. I don't know why. A lot of times my phone. Oh God, never mind. All right, moving right along. Record store day. I don't do record store day. I don't go to record store day. I don't stand in line. I hate standing in line. Now you guys go to record store day and you like to stand in line and talk with other people. It's all right. It's not my thing. I'm just not a line person. Go to the store and there's 3 people in a line. That's too many. I know. I'm good at that, ain't I? All right, so moving right along. Record store day. I've never went to a record store day thingy. I got one record store day album that I know of, but it was like a year later. It was still unsold. So I got Jethro Tull Stormwatch 2 at a discount price because I was trying to get rid of it. The only record store day album I seen that I would like to have was SRC Milestones. I've picked up probably 10 different copies of that. I've sent some out to different people. But I was wondering, is the new reissue any better than the original? So I kind of wanted to get that, but I didn't. I watched the videos of people showing their records and talking about them. I go, oh, well, I'd kind of like to have that one then. And then they showed another record, like, oh, I'd kind of like to have that one. So here's what happened. So here's this. Here's the price tag. I don't know if you can see that or not. You probably don't care. And here's the record store day thing that came in. So what did I get? I got this Tom Petty album. 50th anniversary. Down there at the bottom it says something about 50th anniversary. Live at Paradise Rock Club or something to that effect. And they made this fake looking ringware on the cover of it. So when you get it, it looks dirty. I don't like dirty albums. And Steve Carlson, I think it was, talking about this, and he's like, he wasn't big on that big hole. No, that's stupid, in my opinion. Don't put a hole in the middle of the cover. You gotta use this space, that space, for some kind of a picture. But you cut a hole in it. Granted, yeah, there's gonna be a label in there, but the label isn't that cool that you gotta cut a hole just so you can see the label. I know. I'm a grumpy old goat. Started to say something started with a B. Anyway, what they did, they tried to make it look like it was a bootleg album, which it was not bootleg from what I read. But they did this, made it kind of fuzzy looking, so it... really? Come on. But that's what they did. Next we have, this came with it, some kind of a little backstage pass thingy. Yeah, whatever. And then you get this. I guess the little moon thing is kind of cool. And here's the back of it. Here's the set list. Now, Tom Petty. Back in the day, 1978, right? Yeah, 1978. Have another one. This was back when he was a kid. Early concert stuff. I'm like, early concert, Tom Petty. I like the sound of that. So I got it. Now it's on this groovy looking colored vinyl. Uh-huh. Some splatter I'm just not that wild with, but no, well. Now, what did I think about this Tom Petty album? I love this album. Yeah, this is the early stuff, so it sounds more garage rocky. Garage rocky? I like it. I liked it a lot. It was worth whatever it was, $40 I paid for it. You know, I've got some Tom Petty albums, you know, studio albums, and they're good. Tom Petty's at his best in concert. He is. He's at his best in concert, in my opinion. My old goat opinion, Tom Petty's great in concert. I've never seen him in person, but I've watched every concert he's ever done that's been put out on DVD, YouTube, wherever. His concerts are fantastic. Plus, the albums have a great sound. The concert albums, the concert videos, they sound just as good as his studio stuff does. But yeah, I like his concert stuff the best. And 1978 concert, Tom Petty, fan freaking tastic if you like Tom Petty. So yeah, I suggest if you like Tom Petty and Tom Petty in concert, you might want to get this one. Now, as he got older, you know, before his heart attack and all that stuff, drug problem, you know how he died. So his voice was getting more of a baritone compared to his early voice was like high and nasally. Yeah, it was kind of high and nasally. When he got older, it kind of mellowed out to more of a deeper sound. So this is the early stuff. It sounded like the early stuff. This is good. I like it. I like that album. Glad to get it. This next one. All right, I had to do some special cutting on the side to leave this in the shrink. I wanted to leave this one in the shrink because I can't find a bag to fit this. What did I get? What was the other record store day album that I picked up? Jeez. Oh, those don't go away. They get over there. Here we go. Pink Floyd. Okie dokie then. This, so this is remastered and all that good happy stuff. Restored and remastered by Steven Wilson. Legendary bootleg. Alright. Live from Los Angeles. 1975. Now I'm going to give you the cold hard facts about this album. Because that's just the way I is. If you're a die-hard Pink Floyd fan, you might want this box set. If you're just a casual Pink Floyd listener, no, you don't want it. You don't want it. There's almost, if you've listened to a lot of Pink Floyd albums, you can put on any album and drop the needle for like 3 seconds and you go, oh yeah, that's such and such. Oh yeah, that's such and such. You know what it is. You've listened to Pink Floyd enough, you go, oh yeah, that's from Animals, or that's from Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, clear back to the very first albums. Now, this one, this is so different. You know, live and studio, Pink Floyd, as they got further, down the road, their live stuff sounded just about like studio stuff. Great sound. And they played it. And it sounded just about like the studio stuff. That's one of the cool things about Pink Floyd. This early stuff, nope. You can drop the needle in different parts on these 4 albums that you're going to be like, well, what's this? What are you playing? Because you won't recognize it. There's stuff on here you're not going to recognize. And that's one of the reasons I like it. Now, another reason it's kind of unusual being live, they can't go, oh, stop. That vocal didn't sound right. Let's redo that. No. There is so many vocal ranges they didn't hit. Their voices cracked. Oh my goodness. In some of this stuff, they're singing is like, what the hell was that? Yeah. So yeah, being blunt, yeah, some of their vocals are horrendous. As a matter of fact, you can put on the first album and play it, and you'd be like, this must be a Pink Floyd cover band, because that don't sound like Pink Floyd. Yeah. There's lots of this box set that sounds like a Pink Floyd cover band and not Pink Floyd. I'm not kidding. I'm serial. I'm absolutely serial about it. And so here you go. You got these records right here. That side, that side. So they're all just a little bit different. All just a little bit different. Wait a minute, I never thought about that. I wonder if that's some kind of a puzzle you can put together. It almost looks like it could be. Anyway, this one here, tape 1, Pink Floyd Live, recorded by Mike Millard. So apparently Mike recorded these, and I think they're all on a clear vinyl. Yeah, you know how my brains are. They don't work right most of the time. Yeah, look at that. Clear ice looking vinyl. Clear. Done. So yeah, there you go. This is not for your average Pink Floyd listener. Did I like it? Yes, I did. I enjoyed that album. So, 4 albums. I think my favorite one was Echoes. The last song in the 4th album. But there you go. That's my record store day stuff. I normally don't stand in line, and I didn't for those. Steve Carlson was talking about getting some records from some store where he's at, and he suggested buying online, and I'm like, okay. So the next day, I bought those from a record store online, and I didn't have to stand in line. What an old goat. Moving right along. What else have I got for you today? Oddball stuff. Oddball stuff. All right. Firefly TV show. I love this show. It seems like every time I find a show I like, it gets canceled. Couple seasons, boom, gone. Now, if you like Firefly, you know, later they came out with the movie Serenity. And now all these years passed. All these years passed. They're going to make an animated version of this with the original cast using the animated voices because, you know, at their age, they can't do all those things they used to do. So it's going to be an animated series of Firefly, and it won't be out for another year or two. Golly. Hang on, let me see who's calling me over here. Yeah, that's Anthony. I got different sounds for different people when they text me. Now, I went down and bought some stuff. Let's see what I get. I flipped through some albums and I found this one. Faith Band. And my little brains were thinking Blind Faith. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take that. Gosh, that's only like $3. So I got the Faith Band, and I didn't look at the back really. Well, I did, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I was like, I don't know, Faith Band, Blind Faith. I get it home. It's a rock band from down the road in the big city of Indianapolis. I live about 20 minutes from Indianapolis. So they're from Indianapolis, and it's good. It's not fan-freaking-tastic for me, but it's not bad. Good rock. Faith Band. What else we got? Oh, I passed on this album 3 different times that I seen it. And finally I picked it up and I looked at it and I go, man, those two dudes look so groovy. Look at that. Look at those clothes. Look at those pants. Look at those shirts. It's like, I gotta get this album just because those guys look so cool. That's me. Yeah, I kind of looked like that back in the old days. And yeah, I would wear stuff like that. As a matter of fact, if I could find that kind of stuff today to wear, I'd still wear it. Yeah. I think it's groovy, dude. Groovy. Now, Bamboo. The album's called Bamboo by a band called Bamboo. And I think the first time I found this in the store, I looked at my phone real quick and it said country. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. Then, just looking at it, okay, I got to get it just for the cover. Because if you look at the cover, you think, man, that's got to be some psychedelic rock, right? You look it up online, it says country, rock, psychedelic, folk, genre after genre after genre after genre. Like, what? And after playing this, like, oh, there's the psych, there's the country, there's the folk, there's the rock, there's the blues. All these different genres is in this one album. They only done one album. They only done one and gone. But it's not an album I'm like, oh my God, I got to go listen to Bamboo today. It's not going to be like that, but I will pull it occasionally. I liked it. So if you see this in a bin, and it's $1 to $5, sure, pick it up. It's not bad. What else did I get? Oh boy. Now, in the same place, I picked up some cassettes. 50 cents a piece. I like 50-cent cassettes. Now, you know how I am with my surf music. I seen the Safaris. 50 cents? Heck stinking yes, I'll take Safaris. Now these guys are on my list. I gotta get that album one of these days. Alright, so here we are. Axe. 50 cents for a cassette of Axe. Heck yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Now while I was in there, I also found this. Oh, that's pretty groovy. You know, I like the creature from the Black Lagoon. I got a black-like creature over there with his face, and I got a electronic one over there that moves and talks and growls and stuff. But, you know, I seen this, like, yeah, sure. I'll take that. It was cheap. Now, here's your jet set. That's my daughter's ringtone. What else we got? Oh! Now, I sent out some VCs. Vinyl Community Love Trains to a few people this week. I sent this to a friend of mine. I'm not sure if he got it or not, but I sent it to him. I came across this gal. What a beauty. What a beauty. Came across this gal, flipping through some videos in here one day, and I run my TV through my stereo. So if it comes out in stereo, it comes out in stereo. Sounds fantastic. I watched some of this gal's videos.
Find me some pretty girls to come down to the sea and braid shells and make up pearls and do a hair and see. Wherever we would go, wherever we would be, no place as pretty as that home by the sea. Send me a letter when you travel far away and tell me of all the things you see along the way. Wherever we would go, wherever we would be, no place as pretty as at home by the sea.
was blown away. Like, wow. She plays a hurdy-gurdy. And it's like, you get that hurdy-gurdy sound, but also, like, you expect a lead guitar to come in someplace. She's playing like leads on hurdy-gurdy. It's like, that's amazing. So I had to get this. Yeah. If anything, because she's a lovely thing to look at. Here's what's on the back of it. I love the music. I do. It's got a funky, I don't know what you would call this, but it's got some kind of a green vinyl going on there. Hurdy-gurdy Tavern. Here you go. Here's the inside of it. Here's the full blown outside of it right there. Get that light off of there if I can. This is a great album. There's probably not a lot of people that be like, oh yeah, I want that album, that watches my stuff. But there's a few people out there be like, let me check this out. I might want that. And the guy I sent it to, Richard, I hope he likes this, because I haven't heard back from him, see if he likes it or not. But I sent it to him. I hope I sent it to the right address. That gets me every once in a while. I'll send somebody something like, did I send that to the right address? I don't know, but yeah. Hurdy-gurdy. This is some good stuff. All right, that was a long video. I'm sure most people tuned out after Record Store Day. So that's okay. I think I got some CDs up there I didn't show you. Maybe not. I don't know. But a week or so ago, remember I told you about the skin cancer on my lip? They had to cut that off, finally. And they had finally cut that off. And it's just now healing up. So, you know how people get a comb over on their head? Yeah, there's a big bare spot there. So I got a comb over from here down to cover it up. I thought, well, I told you about all the Scooby-Doo stuff I got. Look at this. I have a Scooby-Doo COVID mask from, what was it, back in 2022 or something like that. So I thought, well, if I have to, I'll put this on, cover up that lip while I'm making a video. Alright. I see what my daughter wants. We drink some more beer and listen to some of these records and tapes. I haven't heard the Axe yet. I put on Axe today. So that being said, I don't know what to show you right now. I still have a couple of things coming in the mail.